Don't pay a dime to Midland Credit Management this year. If Midland is trying to collect a debt from you, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't pay them a dime this year and what you should do instead. My name is Mike Wasylik. I'm one of the lawyers at Ricardo and Wasylik here in Florida, and together with my partner Jason Ricardo, when debt collectors give you hell, we help you give it back. And today I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't pay Midland a dime and what you should do instead to get the upper hand and save yourself some money. So who is Midland Credit Management? Well, along with Midland Funding, they are part of the Encore Capital group of companies, which is a group of debt collection companies, and they've made so much money that in the last 5 years alone, the value of Encore stock has more than doubled. Because Midland and Encore are so big and collect so much debt, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, the CFPB, has had to sue them twice, once in 2015 and once in 2020, alleging a widespread pattern of violations of federal debt collection law. And their business model is to buy debt for pennies on the dollar and then to try to squeeze nickels, dimes, and even quarters out of people just like you. So next I'm going to tell you what Midland does to make all its money, why you shouldn't pay them a dime, and what you should do instead. There are 3 ways that Midland tries to collect debt making money from people just like you. Those 3 ways are communications like letters, phone calls, texts, and emails, credit reporting, where they report collections on a person's credit report, and last of all, court action, where they sue people, get judgments, and then garnish wages. Turning first to communications. Once Midland buys a debt, they will reach out first to the consumer. They will use mail, they will use phone calls, they will use emails, and even text messages to try and convince the consumer to pay them money based on their claim that the debt is owed. Midland will use carefully crafted messages using precisely scripted language in all of its communications, designed to manipulate your emotions using fear and shame to try and squeeze money out of you. Next, credit reporting. Midland knows that people's credit reports and credit scores are very important to them, that their reputation, they'll use credit reporting to make themselves a priority in your life, but they often will report and they won't tell you first. They'll just wait till you find out the hard way. The third and most serious tool that Midland uses to squeeze money out of people is court action. Midland sues thousands of people every year in Florida alone, and this makes the money in 2 different ways. First, when somebody doesn't know how to properly respond to a summons, Midland will ask the court to grant a default judgment, meaning the court has decided that that person owes money even though they didn't know how to properly contest the case. Once they get that default judgment, they sit back and wait until they think you've got money, and then they'll try to collect on that by garnishing wages. And they'll even snoop on your credit reports, watching how much money you're paying to other creditors to help them decide when the right time is, when you're most exposed for them to try and garnish wages or seize money from you in other ways. The second way they make money by filing lawsuits is when people decide they just would rather settle with them instead of challenging it in court. Some people will enter multi-year payment plans, paying dribs and drabs every month against a much larger debt in hopes of avoiding a court judgment, or they'll end up paying a lump sum that's much larger than they might have to pay otherwise. And the worst part of it is, most of these people wouldn't have to pay Midland at all if they just knew the right way to respond. That's what I'm going to tell you today. So here's how to handle Midland without paying them a dime. First, let's look at communications. If you're getting mail, phone calls, emails, or even text messages from Midland, there's a number of ways you can handle each of those depending on what you're trying to accomplish. First of all, you could simply choose to ignore them. The communications by themselves can't do anything to you except annoy you. You can block the phone calls, block the text messages, throw the letters away, and send the emails to spam. And for some people, that's all you need to restore your peace of mind. The next thing you can do is collect all those communications and review them to see if Midland has broken the law. Save every letter. Keep a log of every phone call. Save your emails and your text messages. And once you've saved them, you can review them to see if any of those communications contain a violation where Midland has broken the law, giving you an opportunity to get them out of your life forever. The third thing you can do is respond in some way, either by disputing the debt or by sending a cease and desist letter, or sometimes even both. Under federal law, within 5 days of their first communication to you, Midland has to send you a letter outlining your right to dispute the debt and giving you information about the debt itself. And if you respond to that letter within 30 days of the time that you receive it, you have important federal rights that require Midland to give you information about the debt that allow you to evaluate whether it's really yours and whether the amounts are correct, and require them to stop collections until they give you that information. What happens if you've never received that letter? Well, in my opinion, that 30 days doesn't start to run until you do, and therefore, if you send a dispute letter before you receive their notice to you about your your dispute rights, you can still enforce your rights under federal law. Now, you might choose to send a cease and desist demand instead of or in addition to demanding validation of the debt. And if you've coupled it with a demand for verification, you say, I want you to stop contacting me except for your response to my request for validation. Now, if you want to respond, but you're not quite sure how to do it or you're not quite sure what to say, check the link in the description below. Look for our dispute letter course and you'll learn everything you need to know about what to put in a dispute and how to send it and when and why. You'll also learn how to send a cease and desist if that's what you choose to do. One thing to know about a cease and desist is if you choose to cut off communications with a debt collector, they might choose to start credit reporting if they haven't already. And that brings us to the next item, credit reporting. Now, if you think Midland might be on your credit, maybe you got denied for credit, or maybe you got a third-party credit monitoring source that tells you your score changed or something like that, what you'll want to do is go get your actual original credit reports direct from the source. We recommend annualcreditreport.com. If you don't know how to get your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com, we have a video, again, I'll link in the description to make sure that you get the actual reports from the source. It's the only way to know what's really on your credit report. You cannot rely on third-party reporting or monitoring. You have to go straight to the source. Once you get your original credit reports, you'll want to look at every collection Midland is reporting on your report. You'll want to look at the numbers, look at the balances, look at the payments, look at the dates of payments, the dates of non-payments. You'll want to gather all that information, and then you'll want to compare it to other reliable sources of information so that you can tell if Midland is misreporting something on your credit. You might look at your own bank accounts, you might look at your own account records, you might even look at information that you've already gotten from Midland. Now, if you've reviewed all the information that Midland has put in your credit report and to you it looks accurate, but you still need it gone and you need it gone fast, then you might want to try using what's called a pay for delete. According to their website, Midland will remove information from your credit report if you pay full settlement of the debt. That might not be the full amount, but it's the full amount that you agree to with Midland. And once you finish making that payment, they have promised that they will remove it from your credit report. But what if the information on your report is wrong? What if they're reporting an incorrect balance? What if they're reporting wrong dates or wrong creditors? If Midland is reporting incorrect information on your credit report, then they may be breaking the law. And that's the kind of violation that gives you the leverage you need to get them off your credit report and out of your life forever. And the third way that Midland shows up in people's lives and tries to squeeze money out of them is through court action. This is the most aggressive tool Midland has in its toolbox, and it's the one that scares people the most. Midland sues a lot of people for relatively small amounts of money. We've seen them sue people for as little as a few $100s. But because Midland is suing so many people for relatively small amounts of money compared to other lawsuits, they can't spend a lot of time or effort to fight these cases. Their business model depends on them harvesting a lot of low-hanging fruit, meaning they get default judgments when people fail to show up, or they get settlements from people who are just too desperate to do anything else. And that's what most people do wrong. But what do we do instead? We fight. If you've been sued in Florida, contact us at the link in the description below. If your case qualifies, we can offer you a money-back guarantee that hiring us will save you money over any settlement proposal that they've offered you. But I've saved the best part for last. When debt collectors like Midland break the law, that's when you have the power. You can sue them for violating your rights. You can recover money damages, get them off your credit report, and get them out of your life forever. And the best part is, if you find a real violation in your case, your lawyer is free. Here in Florida, we help people all across the state figure out if Midland has broken the law and violated their rights. And when Midland breaks the law, we sue them. We've helped countless people identify violations, sue Midland, and get total victory over debt collectors like Midland. So if that sounds good to you, contact us using the information in the description below. Now, if you're not in Florida or you just want to handle a Midland case on your own, I want you to watch the video I'm putting on screen right now. It's going to walk you through the documents that Midland typically files in a court case, and it's going to help you identify the weak spots in every Midland claim. That's going to be really important for you to know if you're going into court on your own against Midland. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.